Why do female deer respond when they hear a human baby crying? Why do we sometimes forget where we were going and what we intended to do? Why does Pharaoh Ramesses II need a passport? Who used to steal Queen Victoria's lingerie? There are so many questions. The good news is that we have answers to all of them. Wojo TV is going to tell you about 11 facts that will make you want to exclaim, "Wow, I didn't know that." So let's start the video. Number 1. Any person, no matter dead or alive, should have a passport to travel across France. That's why the government of Egypt had to make a passport for Pharaoh Ramesses II so that they could bring his body to France for restoration. Besides that, when the plane with the body of Ramesses landed in Paris, he was greeted with all the honors. Number 2. Once, a boy who lived in Buckingham Palace used to steal Queen Victoria's lingerie. On the 14th of December in 1838, a night porter in one of the rooms of the Buckingham Palace caught a boy who was covered with soot. The boy was wearing 2 pairs of pants, and there were several female panties that fell out of his pockets. It turned out that this boy was hiding behind the furniture or inside of the chimneys during the day and would walk around the palace during the nights. Sometimes he was hiding under the table during royal meetings and overheard their conversations. When the boy was hungry, he would simply take food from the kitchen and even washed his clothes in the laundry. The boy managed to live in the palace for 1 year. He was later caught in the palace 3 more times. Number 3. The belly button of each person is unique. There are about 2,400 different species of bacteria living in a person's navel, and more than half of them may be new to science. And it's the composition of those bacteria that make our belly buttons unique. One scientist even discovered bacteria found only in the soil of Japan in the navel of a person who had never visited this country in his lifetime and had no ties to the country. Number 4. Female deer instinctively run for help if they hear a human baby cry. The reasons for this is due to the fact that the cry of a human baby falls within the same frequency range as the cry of a calf deer. The same thing happens among many mammals, including a human. When we hear a cry of a newborn baby, kitten, or puppy, the part of our brain responsible for responding to it gets activated, and it prompts us to rush to protect the small one. Number 5. Ravens know more about justice than humans do. Ravens almost always act together and share the food they get so that everyone gets an equal part. If ravens notice that one of them takes more than he is supposed to, other birds instantly lose their trust in the cheater and stop cooperating with him. Number 6. There's a reason why we forget why we entered a room the second we do so. According to psychologists, passing a doorway activates something called the doorway effect, a mechanism that helps divide one group of memories from another. As soon as we step over the threshold of another room, our brain archives the thoughts we had in the previous room and empties space for the impressions and tasks in the new room. Thanks to this effect, we can easily shift to performing new tasks and organize the information received by our brain. Number 7. There is a Matryoshka lake in the Philippines. There is a lake in the Philippines that is considered to be one of the most unique places on Earth. Lake Taal on the island of Luzon has its own volcanic island where the lake with the name Vulcan Point is located. Therefore, it is an island in the lake located on the island in the lake on the island. Number 8. There is a dish in France that should be eaten only if the head is covered with a napkin. This dish is made from ortolan bunting, a small singing bird. At first, the bird is fed with figs only for 1 month. Then, it is drowned in brandy and is fried as a whole piece on a strong fire for several minutes. When eating this dish, it's recommended to cover your head with a napkin. Number 9. There is a full-time position of a ravenmaster in the Tower of London. The ravens of the Tower of London is a population of black ravens that have a special symbolic meaning for Great Britain. That's why these birds are on the supply of the state. There is a special yeoman warder ravenmaster responsible for feeding the birds and protecting them from dangers. The salary of a ravenmaster is $31,900 per year. Number 10. Japanese scientists created a special fire alarm with wasabi smoke for the deaf. The Japanese company Air Water Safety Service developed a fire alarm that uses the smell of wasabi instead of sound. When the sensor is triggered, the gadget emits a mist that can serve as an alarm and doesn't cause a burning sensation in the eyes. This gadget will be extremely helpful for those people who cannot hear the sound of the alarm